Garden of Mirth. Today, I'm going to take you around as we begin to decorate our home for fall. I love pulling out all of the decorations that I've collected over the years to make our home feel cozy and inviting for the fall season. Even though the temperatures haven't dropped yet here in our area, it's beginning to feel like fall. The leaves are falling and there's pumpkin patches popping up all around us, and I'm just so excited to move forward into this season. Fall is my favorite season. I love everything it has to offer, from the decorations to the recipes that we create. And I have actually added several of those recipes to the blog recently. So I'll put a link in the description box below so you can check those out. This video is made in a collaboration with several other lovely channels. And I will link a playlist to all things fall, our collaboration, down in the description box, and I'll also link those channels. And I'll also link those channels so you can check them out below. In today's video, I'm going to show you the spaces that we have begun to decorate around our home, and I will be bringing you new videos of fall decor, fall homemaking, and new fall recipes all throughout the season. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel so you don't miss any videos. I always love to start in our living room when I'm beginning to decorate for a new season. So today I'm starting with our mantle. This is my absolute favorite place to decorate. It's such a focal point in our home. I love to switch out the artwork and add lots of elements and especially soft light. You will see throughout my fall decorating and even my Christmas decorating, I will add lights to just about any space. I love the soft lights of tea lights. I love lighted garland, so I will be adding that throughout. For our mantle artwork, I went to Walmart and printed off a print that I paid for on Etsy. And just like this print, which also came from Walmart and online, I'm going to pop it out and we're going to have some fall artwork for our mantle place. Here is our print all framed. I am not somebody who goes out and does huge decor hauls at Hobby Lobby or Michael's every single year. I like to pick up things slowly over the years and collect them. I love pulling out decorations that I've had for 5-10 years. It's kind of like seeing old friends. I love pulling them out and seeing them. I use a lot of the same things year to year, which might be boring for some, but I have really invested in a lot of handmade items over the years, from craft fairs and little boutiques. And those are items that I love to use. So I have a lot of tried and true decorations that we really enjoy, and hopefully you will too. One of my fall pride and joys are these little pottery pumpkins. I like to put a tea light in all of them. I have about 6 or 7 of these that I've collected over the years from a potter, and I love finding all the different unique faces and adding those to my decor. Handmade things like this you can't just find at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and I have nothing against those places. I frequent them quite often, more than I should probably, but when it comes to the bulk of my decor, I really just lean towards handmade or homemade, and this is a great example. Another thing that I love to do when I'm decorating for fall or any season is to find items that I already own that I can redecorate or repurpose in another space. An example of this would be the copper pail that I have put a dried arrangement in on our mantle. This has sat on my dining room table for several months now. This copper pail did actually come from Hobby Lobby, but I have used it for floral arrangements in our kitchen, and now I'm using it for a dried arrangement on my fireplace. Another item that I have repurposed is this lantern. I've had this for several years. This came from an antique shop. I used to burn candles in this, but I haven't done that in several years. So I just have an electric tea light sitting down in there that I'll turn on with my remote. Which brings me to my next point. No. I have a toddler helping me decorate, and you might hear her throughout this video. But the next thing I wanted to show you are these remote controlled tea lights. These aren't a new invention, so you've probably already heard of them. But if you're like me and you love to decorate with lots of light, these are a great option because you can turn them off and on with a remote. I have several of these little tea lights all throughout my house. So if I was going to turn them on every single day individually, that would take forever and I just wouldn't do it. Having tea lights that you can turn on with just a remote is a huge game changer because I can turn all the lights on in our home in about 5 seconds. So I love these little tea lights. They're not sponsored, but I will link them in the description box below if you would like to get some for your decor. I have these tea lights all throughout our home, but especially in our living room. I have about 8 or 9 of these in here, and I'll show you all the places that I use them. One of the places that I have these is in this candle holder behind me and the lantern, but I also have it in what I'm calling my pumpkin patch, using all of my handmade pottery pumpkins that I've arranged kind of like a pumpkin patch this year with some lighted leaf garland. I showed you those pottery pumpkins earlier, and this year I decided to make a pumpkin patch of sorts with those pottery pumpkins and some leaf garland. One of the garlands has some lights strung on it. The other one is plain, and I have scattered that out on top of this cupboard in our living room to make this pretty pumpkin patch, as I'm calling it. I'll be showing you a full fall home tour both in the daylight and at night so you can see how cozy and warm it is with all of this soft lighting. I have thoroughly enjoyed having all of these pumpkins with the tea lights and our lighted garland all around the living room at nighttime. It is such a cozy environment to relax and unwind in. The last area in our living room that we're decorating is our Astrosonic. This piece comes from my husband's grandparents, and it is a beautiful record player. We use it often in our home. Not only is it functional, but I really find it to be beautiful. This Astrosonic has been a few different colors in its lifetime, but I'm really enjoying the white as it complements our living room and doesn't take away from our green mantle. For the Astrosonic, I wanted to keep things a little bit lighter since it's such a light color, and I have combined all of my fall elements that have some sort of blue in them. I have this pretty blue gourd candle holder, and I have another one that kind of complements it, and then this bowl of wheat. In the middle, I have this beautiful white pumpkin votive, and then on the end, I've placed some fabric pumpkins that complement both the blue and the white and the pastel orange. Just like I'm getting my home ready for fall, I'm also changing things up in the kitchen. Earlier, I showed you some recipes that I've added to the blog, most of which are sweet recipes, but I have a savory pumpkin recipe that I would like to show you today. So, like most pumpkin recipes, if I'm making my own puree, I opt for things like butternut squash or cushaw squash. I do this because you get a lot less watery pumpkin mix, and it's a lot easier for me to handle to cut a butternut than it is a large pumpkin. I have an entire video showing you how to make your own pumpkin puree and pumpkin pie, and I will link that below. But today we're going to use this roasted pumpkin puree to make pumpkin mac and cheese or pumpkin Alfredo. Either way you make it, it is absolutely delicious, and it is toddler approved in our household. I'm going to start the pumpkin mac and cheese by warming up some of the pumpkin puree in our skillet and adding some cream. Your pumpkin puree pretty much takes the place of your butter and flour roux. So you're going to warm that through to make a creamy base, and then melt your cheese into it, add your cooked pasta, and you have some delicious mac and cheese. Or if you choose to go the Parmesan and garlic route, you can have delicious pumpkin Alfredo. And then the last recipe that I've actually been working on for the blog is butternut donuts with a maple glaze. So if you've seen my pictures of my pumpkin Pop-Tarts with maple glaze, this is using the same glaze, but on a delicious butternut donut, which is very similar to like a pumpkin donut. It has all of the perfect fall flavors, pumpkin pie spice, warm brown sugar, and vanilla. Combined with that pumpkin puree, it makes a delicious donut. I'm going to have that recipe up on the blog, and I'll link that in the description box below as well, and you can check that out if you would like to. Both of these pumpkin recipes turned out so good. We are definitely pumpkin lovers in this household. Let me know if you are as well in the comments below. Alright friends, I hope you enjoyed this video of fall decor and all things that are cozy this season. I hope you found some recipes to try, and I hope you'll let me know if you enjoyed those in the comments below. Make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. You don't want to miss all of the cozy fall homemaking that is to come. Bye friends.